Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Pixie Sticks. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about mental health. But before I get into all that, I thought I would mention what's going to be happening in this video. I'm going to snag an idea from the diamond painting YouTube community that I've been watching over the past few months, partially for my own enjoyment and partially because it's good feedback for my job. But anyway, that community does a lot of what they call WIP and chats, work in progress and chat, where they just spend some time working on their diamond painting and talking about what's happening in their lives. So what you're going to see in the background of this video is a bunch of my artistic works in progress that I have been working on over the past little bit that I haven't yet finished, but that I thought might be fun for you to watch anyway. Feel free to mute me if you prefer to just watch the art process. You might see some sneak peeks in the footage of some artwork for upcoming videos. Alternatively, if you want to put this video on and just listen to me talk while you work on something, feel free to do that instead. So the last time I posted a video was back in January. Obviously, it's been half a year since then. I don't know how that tends to happen. Months just go by and you don't even notice. To be honest though, I really did notice, and part of that was weighing on me, the fact that I hadn't been posting like I wanted to. A lot of it has to do with mental health. I did have content ready. This video has several pieces of artwork in it that I have been working on for the past several months, and I even got some help editing the footage so that I didn't have to do all of that because I was having kind of a block for video editing for a while, and I still couldn't get it posted because I was having a block with this voiceover, and I still kind of am. I tried writing a script, which is not something I typically do, but that wasn't working either because I just kept writing and rewriting and changing it around, and I never got to the point where it was ready for me to read out for the voiceover. So now I'm just going off the cuff, and as you can see, it's probably going to be a bit all over the place, but at least you'll know it's coming straight from the heart. A lot has happened in the past few months, not just in my own personal life, but in the world at large, and a lot of that has had an effect on me personally. I mean, not because it directly affects me, but because mentally, the burden of all these different things going on in the world has started to just, I guess, weigh down my mind one after another, which makes it harder to deal with my own mental problems that I'm having lately, not the least of which is that my second born just moved out this past weekend, and so now I only have one child left in the house, and as someone who spent her whole early life dreaming about the time in the future when I would have my own family and my own kids, entering into this stage of my life where I'm not as much a part of their lives has been really tough on me. Luckily, my second born only moved a few minutes away. My eldest daughter, if you'll remember, moved about an hour away, and luckily we still see her quite often too. But definitely a few minutes away is going to be a bit easier for my heart to handle. Don't get me wrong, I'm super happy for my kids that they're growing up and becoming the best version of themselves, and I'm so proud of who they are becoming. I just, for the subject of this video, as in my mental health, that's definitely one of the things that is affecting it a lot right now. I think another major part of it is that COVID finally caught us last month in June, and I got it during that time. It wasn't too bad. I'm vaccinated and boosted, but I do feel that I have a bit more brain fog afterwards, that's still hanging around, and also it kind of threw me off of my medication. I was taking for my depression and anxiety. I kind of got off of my schedule of taking it every day, and so now I'm not taking it regularly, and I really need to work myself back into that. So between those things, United States politics, school shootings, war in Ukraine, I just haven't had the spoons to get a video done, I guess. So time for a little catch up, I guess. Let's see what's happened since January when I posted last. Well, in February it was my birthday. I turned 41 years old, in case you were wondering. Kind of a weird in-between number. I have big plans though for my 42nd birthday because, meaning of life and all. But I did make one kind of decision after I turned 41, and that was that I was going to unapologetically be more myself outwardly than I have been in the past. I'm the kind of person who's a big time people pleaser, and I like to make sure that I'm saying the right thing in any given situation to try and keep everyone happy and not rock the boat. And I came to the realization that in doing that, I'm kind of suppressing who I am as a person in a lot of cases and not letting people see my personality. And I decided that I wanted to work towards being more open with people. I actually have considered speaking more about things that really matter to me on my YouTube channel. I'm just not sure how many of you guys would be interested in hearing about more controversial topics and my take on things and having those kinds of conversations. I've kind of tried to be a little bit more outspoken, like on my Facebook, than I would have in the past, and that has come with some mixed results. Some family members and friends haven't taken it very well. Others have been supportive. It's hard to be yourself and then deal with knowing that some people that you know don't like you when you are unapologetically yourself. That's actually led me to wonder if possibly I'm neurodivergent in some way. I've always kind of studied how best to make sure I'll be received in the best light, and it kind of feels like I'm wearing a mask sometimes when it comes to how I act around certain people. I feel like I can't be myself almost ever without worrying that I'm going to offend someone or I guess have them be disappointed in me, depending on who the person is. And I've heard that some of these things are signs of autism, and I also display some of the other signs of autism. But when I brought that up with my doctor, I felt pretty gaslighted because she kind of basically said, oh yeah, now that everyone has access to the internet and they're seeing all these things about what typical symptoms of autism look like for women, and I guess a lot of people are going to their doctors and asking if maybe they're autistic, and so I kind of felt like she was saying, you're just reacting to these things you're seeing online and identifying with those, and you're probably just fine, and I don't think there's any reason to test you, and I don't know. It made me feel like I was wasting her time, and I probably should have stood up for myself a little bit more, but she's the professional, so I kind of just said, okay, well, I guess we'll table that. I want to clarify that I don't think she was manipulating me or doing it out of some sense of wanting to cause me harm. Like, I think most gaslighting is done on purpose to cause harm to the person to whom it's being done. So maybe gaslighting is the wrong term. I just felt like she was blowing off my concerns because apparently a lot of people have been asking about that lately. Anyway, after my birthday was March, and one of the things that my family and I had been waiting for since Christmas time. For Christmas, I got the kids tickets to an Imagine Dragons concert in March, and we had so much fun. They put on an amazing show. If you guys can ever catch one by them, highly recommend. It was just a blast. That positive event was followed by a couple events that were definitely more on the negative end. Our old beagle, Layla, passed away in March, and that was difficult because losing a pet is always the worst part of owning one. It's definitely worth it, but it's never easy. And then in April, I was driving my son's friend home, and a person on a moped ran into the side of our car, like right in front of the driver's side. So we got in a bit of an accident, and he had to go to the hospital. Luckily, he was fine. Everybody was okay. His was the only injury. But it was just, it kind of shakes you up when something like that happens. And the same weekend that happened, some kids in our neighborhood went by our house at like 4 a.m. in the morning on foot and threw rocks at our cars and caused some damage to the back of my car also. So it had to have a lot of repairs in a short amount of time, and it was just kind of like one thing after another, Anyway, all these things kind of combined to make it hard for me to focus on more than just work and family life the past few months. So I want to apologize for this video being so late. Hopefully I can start posting regularly again. That would make me very happy. I miss posting on YouTube. It's always been something I have loved doing, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about how you would feel if I were to tackle some controversial subjects in like a podcast form while I do art in the background, or if you'd prefer to just see art process and have me talk only about the process, or if you just like life updates like this one. Let me know what you like to see. I almost put this video out with no voiceover at all and just music and maybe some text because I was having such a block with what to do for the voiceover. So I kind of just went for an all-out update with some talk about the mental health issues I've been having. Anyway, thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. I really appreciate you guys watching, even though it's been so long since I posted. Let me know how you're doing down below. I miss you guys. I haven't been able to watch as much YouTube as I have in the past either, so I'm definitely behind on a lot of art content, and I want to do my best to catch up there too. Anyway, I hope this video finds you well, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.